What kind of tools do you use when you're sculpting? Well, I'll show you mine. Many times has been told and people get confused about sculpting tools, and you think that you need to buy every single thing you see the teacher using on a class or somebody else using it. And the thing actually is experiment by yourself, try it on your own, start with a basic set. Sorry, my English. Start with a basic set, and it's good that you watch somebody else teaching you. Yes. Could you follow their steps and try on the tools that they're using? Yes, but little by little try to adapt yourself and find what works the best for you. This is the lineup of tools that I have. And actually, do I have a lot more than this? Yes. Do I use them all? No, absolutely no. So let me go to show you the ones that I have right here right now and tell you one by one which ones are the ones that I really use for good. Okay, let's start with this one. This one, or any kind similar with this time on a tip, this is actually a dental tool. I used to sell this on my store just with a plastic handle. Anything works as long as it has the little tip, and the little tip never wears out. You can always and forever use it. So this for me is a must to make, I'll show you my own hands, creases and lines and indentations and the skin texture. This tool is amazing. So yes, and yes. This is a very versatile and kind of rare tool. I ended up finding that this is actually a leather carving, for saying it like that, tool. This is a very rare tool to find. This was a gift from a friend a while ago by now. It's one of my favorite tools for getting into a small, tiny little areas. And it pretty much consists of a pointed, blunt tip and kind of like a flat, the same thing, no sharp, just blunt, kind of a little bit of a flat. I tried to recreate this kind of a tool in this one that I did not make it. I modify it. I found this tool in the art store, and I just add the tip of epoxy here to make it thicker. And this is excellent also for giving shape and crepes and creases and make thicker areas of creases, thicker creases areas. And these were both will smooth also. I used to have this in my Etsy, and I will probably have the last of them this upcoming week in my Etsy. These guys are also very much used. These are the stylus bowl point tool. Do I have any more of those? Yeah, that's it. This is a must-have too, and all the kind of sizes. Everybody has this. I mean, any store will have. I believe this. You can even like that. Rubber handle and acrylic. You can find it on the craft store, and the wooden you will see most likely. These are Kemper tools. This is part of Kemper tools. There you go, a stylus ballpoint. What would be next? I believe this is a Jack Johnston. This is the Jack Johnston coal. Well, I bought it from the store when they had it there. Right now, I don't know who is selling this tool, but this is not my most required tool, but sometimes I did get to use this. These little guys, let's talk about rubber point, rubber or silicone. Actually, some of them are silicone actually. This was a cheap one that I lose the tip. I was finding my tip somewhere here. Anyway, let me see. I found the tip. This was a cheap tool. When they're cheap, you just have to glue this back. Not a big deal. I used to have these things on my store too, but lately I haven't had the time to restock. Sorry about that. If you find this in any shape, in any kind of a size or thickness, or even the softness of the silicone, this is softer, this is softer. These two gray here are kind of hard. These are also my must-have tools. I really smooth and sculpt pretty well with these tools. Must have. Another useful little tools are these just kind of flat sculpting or carving or wax carving tools. It could be this one. Oh, everybody who know, this is another one. This has a very pointy tips. This is a very good tool also. They use that for modeling clay also. Another one. And I was just going to tell you that people who knows me knows that I am fanatic of nail tools. These are cuticle pusher and cuticle cutter trimming tools, so as well as these guys here. God, I love these nail tools. They are amazing. Oh my God, for sure, yes. Always have in hand any kind of a caliper. Do I have another caliper? I have seen my, this is just a cheapy plastic one. You always need that to take measure. You can also use something like this to take scales, because we work with tiny bitty heads, so we can't really use these big ones on the type of sculptures that we do. I prefer to use especially this one. This one is very useful, or anything similar to this. Then. This used to be part of my, I'm missing one of these actually, my wooden tools. This used to be part of my wooden sculpting set, which I am probably going to be having that next week too. I have a few sets, so this is still, I just have to sand it and carve it and make it useful. Let me see what else. We need marking tools. This is a wooden tool that probably comes with the set. We need marking tools pretty much in the moment that we are starting to sculpt, and even this is good to like you see, like to draw lines. Wooden and metal tools are yes. Acrylic tools do not. As you can see, I will rarely have any acrylic type of tools because the polymer clay eats the acrylic material. Okay, so I will hardly, from all this line here, I only have that one. And I don't even use this with polymer. I use this to mix my epoxy clay. The polymer clay will eat this, so I don't use that. This is a couple of Kemper tools, loop tools. There you go, Kemper tools. Loop tools, which I only have it dedicated for polymer clay, because I use these two with Chauvin and Monster clay. But whatever they use with polymer clay, I only have it dedicated for polymer clay. Okay, this is another carving tool that sometimes is useful for polymer. Good to go. We also require some tiny little brushes for conditioning, and if you have this Bristol kind of a brush, this is actually good for adding texture with alcohol. And these round little brushes is good for smoothing. All right, and I will say that's pretty much, yeah, that's all it comes out here. Oh, these little pieces of metal, brass metal, that I turned it into nail. This have a little bit of a bend on here, so I make my own nail tools with that. You can totally make your own. Okay, I was almost freaking out because I was not able to find the last of my tools. Everything very important to me is an X-Acto knife. This is not exactly that. I like the metal handle one, but that is very important to me, so I had to open a brand new, or else I'll go into panic. This tool is very similar to this one here. It's just that this one is straight and flat. They're both metal, but this is kind of the same. It's just a tiny little curve and bended. This is very great when I'm sculpting the body. And this is especially great when I am sculpting body. I was freaking out not being able to find this tool until I found it. I haven't been sculpting dolls in a while. This is just a wooden tool, and this is actually include also on the set of tools that I modify and sell in my Etsy store. And I find this tiny little bit. This one is like a compass, but the two endings are actually, probably that you can see it better. The two endings are metal. This is great to scale and take the measurements from your tiny little pattern for your tiny little small scale sculpture and transport this to the clay. And well, that is pretty much all for this presentation. I hope it's useful for you. I'm still getting ready for making my witch. So that's why I came and looked for my tools all over the place. And I also have a tiny bitty little eyes. to put on my doll. And I also have the skeleton on my doll. And I'm pretty much ready to set, go, and start sculpting this doll. Thank you for watching, and don't forget we have an online class coming, and I hope you guys can join me.